Hey guys, it's Anne, the Stampmaven. Hopefully you're not sick of seeing me today because I have another card to show you. I've been playing with my Ornate Garden Suite. I've been able to order that ahead as a demonstrator, and you guys can order it starting April 1st. But this card you can use with any cardstock and any designer series paper that you have. So I wanted to just demonstrate it using this new stuff, but just to remind you of the technique, since you're probably stuck inside and you might want some card making ideas. And this is something that's been around a while. It's called the Starburst technique. And you could even do this with a kid as long as they're old enough to use a trimmer or scissors, and it would be a fun project for them to do. Okay, well, what you're going to need is and I'll put this on my site after I've done it. You're going to need, I used thick Whisper White cardstock at 8.5 by 5.5. Then you're going to need a piece of just regular Whisper White cardstock that's 5 3/4. Then you're going to need a smaller piece at 5 2 3/4. Then a piece of any color cardstock at 5 1/4 by 4. I'm using terracotta tile because it goes with the new Ornate Garden DSP. And then here's where we're going to start in the video. You're going to need 4 pieces of your designer series paper, and you're going to cut them at 4 by 1.5. And that's going to give you 8 pieces to work with. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to cut these pieces diagonally, and I'm going to use my little mini Stampin' Up trimmer to do that. This is something that if you join Stampin' Up before the end of March, you can get for free. And I just had somebody sign up today, so they're going to be getting that. But of course, you can use scissors. You can use any trimmer that you already have. I just love this wee little guy. I think he's so cute, and it's fun for little small pieces of paper. Okay, so I'm cutting all of these on the diagonal, and you're going to end up with 8 pieces. All right, so last one is here, and voila. Okay, now I'm going to bring back in my other cutter just because it's an easy way to do the next step. You're going to take this smaller piece of your Whisper White paper, and remember it's 5 inches on the long side, and we need to find the center point. So I think it's easy, which of course it's 2.5, to mark it on my trimmer like this. So I'm going to mark it going down on the line. Now you can either use a pencil here, or you can use like your bone folder. We're not going to see that at the end, so it doesn't really matter what you use. Now, what I'm going to do is use this silicone mat. The reason I'm going to use it is glue doesn't stick to it. And I'm also, for my adhesive, going to use the Tombow liquid glue. You could use snail if you wanted and just run it all the way across. But the reason I'm using the liquid glue is as I put down these diagonal pieces, if I get it off a little bit, it will be much easier to move around with this liquid glue because it's more forgiving than snail. Okay, so here's what it's going to look like when I'm done. Excuse me. So I'm going to go ahead. I've got all my pieces here. And it doesn't really matter what you start with. You just want to take one of your pieces, have the long side on the right, and then you're going to butt it up right against that line. And I find it's the easiest to just have the point of the DSP line up with the white cardstock. It's not going to matter when you get done because we're going to trim it off. But I just find that that's the easiest. Then I'm going to take my next piece and I'm going to butt it right up. Now you want to make sure you don't leave any lines in between. Okay, so then here's my next color, which is just the back color. And see here, I don't know if you saw that, but there was a little bit of the white there, so I just scooched it over. And if I had put snail down, it wouldn't be as easy to do this. Now, on this last piece, if I lined it up right there, can you see this? Let me move it up a little. If you lined it up right here, you'd have this extra, and then you'd have to add another piece, which you could do. But I am just going to move it down like this till I get all the white covered. And then there it is. Hey, Danielle. Now, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So, we're going to start with whatever piece you want. So, I'm going to use this other piece, and I'm going to scooch it over so it matches. Then, I'm going to just go down. Now, I am going to use the foil side of this piece. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's got this beautiful foil look on there, and I want to do that. Again, there's a little bit of white showing, so I'm just going to scooch that over. And if you find when you get all done that there is more of that, don't worry at all, because we can cover that up. All right, now let's see which one I want to use. Okay, I've kind of okay, I'm going to just go ahead and use the other side of this one again. If I were making this, not on camera, I would probably go get another piece of one that I hadn't used, but I just want to show you guys and get to the end of it so you can see how to do it all. Okay, so now I've got all my pieces down. Doesn't that look beautiful and ready to stick on a card? Well, no, it doesn't, because you've got all these pieces. But look, you turn it over, and then you're going to either use a trimmer or you can use scissors. I just am much better with a trimmer than I am with scissors. So what I'm going to do now is just from the back, trim off all these pieces that are sticking out. Okay, so we're going to go like that. And these Sunburst cards are so fun to make. And you can even take designer series paper from different packs that have the same color hues in them, and you can make them, and they turn out so fun. Okay, we're almost done with this. Okay, then I've got one more piece here. All right, then voila! Here is my piece that I've got. Then, let me get this junk out of the way. Then what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to use snail. because I'm done gluing. Everything's where I want it to be, and the snail is just quicker. So now I'm going to take the larger piece of Whisper White, and again, I'm going to put these dimensions after I post the video, and I'm going to line it up here. Now, I can see that I have a little teeny bit of a white edge there, and I don't like that. So I'm just going to come in with this little trimmer, and yay, I've taken it off. Okay, now I used the thank you from this Ornate Thanks on here, but I want to get a different greeting here. I just want it to say something else. Well, you know what? I'm not going to take your time and keep looking for it. But what you would do is once you have the greeting you want, you would just, hey, Kendra, you would just stamp it right here. And then I took some of these gilded gems that are going to be in the suite coming out in April, and I just took my scissors and popped them on there. Then I took some of the ribbon that's in there. Now let me show you this trick so you don't have to use a ton of ribbon. And remember I told you earlier that if you had things that didn't line up where you wanted them, that we would take care of that. Well, we're going to take care of it with the ribbon. All right, so let me just cut this off. It's about 7 inches. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it where I want it. Then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to just run my adhesive, and then see how that end sticks down nicely. So then the last step is, and I can show you on this great mat because it's not going to stick where I don't want it to stick. Okay, I got this piece up just a little where I don't want it. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to just cut off another piece, probably, maybe about 4 inches. Then you just tuck it under here, and then you're going to tie your knot. You waste much less ribbon that way. And here's another trick. If you pull on the left side, but keep your right side just motionless with your hand, then you get a much prettier knot on it. Then you just come back in and chop off the ends to whatever length you want them. Okay, now what I would probably do, oops, that looks a little, I didn't quite cut that how I wanted to, so I'm going to go back in with these scissors, and that'll make it a little bit prettier. Let me do that on this side too. Okay, now I've got it. You know what? I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm going to end up taking off all my ribbon. Okay, that's perfect. Then, okay, I'll have my greeting on there. Then I'll stick this piece down onto my terracotta, and then I'll take that piece and I will stick it down to my card base, my thick Whisper White. And I use thick Whisper White when I'm doing layers and things because it will hold up better because it's a little bit thicker. Okay, well, that is a refresher course. Hey, Bonnie. Hey, Dawn, on the Sunburst. And if you have any questions, here's my email and my phone number. And here is my Stampin' Up store. So on April 1st, if you want to get this new suite of products, that's how you can do it. So give me just a sec. I'll post this video, then I'll put the instructions on there. Okay, happy Stampin' Saturday. Have a great day.